Hi, I'm James Deacon. I've been asked to do a quick little tutorial on tools, just a little 5-minute section just on my favourite tools. Again, there's hundreds on the market. I'm just going to go into a few that I use, a few quirky little ones, just to give you a bit of an introduction into wrap tools especially, vinyl application tools, things I found handy, things you might want to buy for yourself. So I've got my I'll say top 5. We'll start with my first one, which is going to be wrap tool belts and things to keep all your kit in. Okay, yeah, so wrap tool belts, there's hundreds on the market. I just brought these two up. This is my very first, or one of the first ones I got. As you can see, it's rather worse for wear. This is now over probably 15 years old. They've actually redesigned this. This is a Yellow Tools one. As you can see, it could do a good wash and re-stitching, but I've just kept it for sentimental reasons. Still using them to this day, so this is the latest one I have. As you can see, it's looking a bit tired now as well, but again, just a bit smaller. I tend to have different tool pouches for doing slightly different jobs. So again, still using them to this day. You'll pay anywhere for a cheap one, £10 up to £30, £40. What we're looking for is something that hasn't got metal on it, so something that's not going to mark the vehicle, not going to scratch it. And something that has different compartments for all the tools you're likely to use when applying vinyl graphics to a vehicle. Okay, so my next one, a bit of an odd one this, so it's actually a tool that carpenters may use, electricians, tiling. It basically finds the shapes of objects. So if we're looking at something like this, if this was a raised aerial on a car maybe, we wanted to find out the shape of that, we wanted to cut quite an accurate shape, I can actually just take a template off that. And then I've got a relatively accurate shape to cut from. So if I want to cut around an area or raised object, I want to cut a mask or a patch in that film, I can just take a template. I could then copy that maybe onto paper. I could copy it onto Fomex if I thought I was going to be doing a lot of these cuts. I could actually use that to create an electronic cut file if I wanted. So a really handy tool just for digital wallpapers, going around sockets, cut-arounds around the bottoms of doors. Anything like that, it's going to save a lot of stress and hassle. Again, relatively cheap tool. You can buy flashy ones that are slightly better quality, have more fins in them, slightly more accurate. But I'd really recommend getting one of these because it can save a lot of stress in cutting and creating templates. So another really handy little tool. Okay, so another one, bit of fun this really. Again, just going back in time a bit, 20 years ago when I first started vehicle wrapping, there weren't really many wrap tools around. So this is something I made. These are shop fitting magnets. You would clamp that to a shop railing, the metal railings in the ceiling. You would then hang fishing wire to hang signs. So I used to use these covered in masking tape to protect the vehicle, or protect the vehicle from the actual magnets themselves. So I put felt on these to protect them. But now obviously these have turned into professional magnets encased in rubber, of which there are 20 different types. But that's, before they were around, just something I came up with to hang my vinyls to a vehicle. And I used to hang my tools off these as well. Another little gizmo I came up with, this is a bit of plastic to tighten up the parts on an old Flymo. But I just used to use it because it had really high quality plastic, had nice rounded corners, different edges, quite sharp on some edges a bit duller, but I used to use these to work around really intricate parts on the door shuts of a car or wrapping really intricate shapes. So again, lots of products like this, lots of little pokey tools you can find now for vehicle wrapping, but before they were available, we used to improvise basically. Right, number 4, it was the head torch. Just going into lighting generally, again, really cheap. This is actually a couple of quid for this one, just takes batteries. You can get much better, more high power ones, better light spectrum, rechargeable batteries, but I would recommend it's £1 well spent. You can have the best lit workshop in the world, but there will be some areas you simply can't see, and this really helps with that. So working in dingy workshops, working on interior trims on a vehicle, it really does make life easy. So it's quite a bright LED, different light levels, and it's, yeah, really would recommend one of these. It's just great to have in your fitting kit. Okay, one of the last tools here, it's, I think we've mentioned it before on the Roland videos. We've got a series of online videos regards vehicle wrapping. We've mentioned this before, but it's the double cutter. It's a really handy tool. Again, relatively expensive. They're £30 to £50 from different manufacturers. But really handy for cutting vinyl. So you've got your traditional type edge cutter, which will simply just cut vinyl for you, slice it. The advantage this tool has is that if we just start to lift the edges of that vinyl slightly, we can actually put this tool underneath our backing. We can cut a strip away. So if we wanted to apply to something, we could actually start by making a cut in the middle and then revealing out from both sides. So it's just a little mention again of specialist cutting tools, really handy, and just to mention, quite expensive, but pay for themselves in the long run. It can really take hours off an application, but also remembering to have Swan Morton blades, the NT cutter, the Alpha knife, and a really good slitter as well. Things like that are just invaluable.